Dear friends, hello everyone, I am again with you, and in today's video, I will show you and tell you how to build the lightest effective farm of emeralds in Minecraft. This farm will work quite simple, and for her you will not even need your intervention. You can calmly stand in AFK somewhere on the server or in a single world, and just wait until you have hooks, which you can then cancel from the inhabitants for emeralds. And all this works quite simple. You will need just a thread. Well, a large number of thread, about 16 pieces. And here is such a simple mechanism. We go into survival, we become this mechanism. As you can see, we immediately duplicate this hook, and we just take, break, and in this way we clamp. And as you can notice, we are in this way, we will depart a huge number of hooks. We already have 21 things. And you can adjust with the inhabitants on your server or in a single world. And then just pump the resident to the master and exchange these hooks for emeralds. Therefore, before the start of this video, do not forget to like, subscribe to my channel and press the bell if you did not. Well, we go to our tutorial along the simplest and most effective farm of emeralds in Minecraft. So dear friends, as I already told you, this company works on the version 1. Don't know if it will work or not. At the time of the recording of this video, there are still no these versions, so it is impossible to check, unfortunately, the possibility and performance of this farm. So, let's take all the resources that we need. Resources are in my chest. If you just want to build a regular farm to put, respectively, threads and dumbs of hooks, as I showed you at the beginning of this video, you will need the following items. If you want to do it automatically, all works without your participation, so that you can sit there and AFK and wait until you run the hooks there, you will need more person. A little bit of the item, but it will all work automatically, and you will not need to poke there, some kind of auto, or just stand and wait until you have a huge number of hooks. Let's take all these resources that you will need first for the usual mechanism that will work. Well, it turns out, manually. From the very beginning, we just take an ordinary target in Minecraft, put it as follows, and put an iron door close to this target so that they are right so that way. Now 3 blocks here are retreating from our target and put on Usher dust. And now on our last Houston dust, we put any auxiliary block that will be used for dup. It can be a stone there. In general, there is some kind of full block in Minecraft. We take a hook, put the first one here, put the second here. And now we put just an ordinary thread on these hooks. This is how it works. And now, when you pass, as you can notice, you are driving hooks. And in this way, you can simply go through and do them. But you must admit, it is very long, very boring, tedious, and generally uninteresting. We will put here a smooth stone closely, turns out to our target. Well, almost close. Close near our target, let's say so. And now we put obsidian on this auxiliary block so that you later, when you stand in AFK, do not break this, it turns out. And let's get it. Go to the survival regime, and now you just go into this mechanism. In this way you have a hook. As you can notice, I, by the way, have 5 things. Well, let's remove them. And now we just clamp the right mouse button and the left mouse button. That way. And just duplicate these hooks. So it all works, as you can notice. That is, here I just stand and I dummy these hooks calmly. I don't know any there. You will not need something supernatural there. Just such a light, simple mechanism. But you cannot move anywhere. That is, in any case, you will need to stand like that and do these hooks. This is all for a long time, boring, uninteresting. Of course, you can go to the settings, control, assignment of keys, and, for example, find the key that is responsible for the right and left mouse button. Use and install the right mouse button answers. Can click on some. In general, any letter that is not busy with you, for example, on the keyboard, I don't know, everyone is busy with, the letter Y is not busy in English. Let us remove this one. Here is this thread. And now we just clamp this, it turns out, the U button. And just break the thread in this way. Let me show you. I'm pressing F5, and so it all works much faster. That is, you do not have to clamp constantly 2 buttons, the left and right mouse button. You can simply squeeze the Y English and left mouse button, and so it works. Well, accordingly, for all this time, I have already reliable so many hooks. This of course is cool, but you say, Artem, how do we do it so that everything is automatically, and that, well, you don't have to stand all the time, poke, and so on. To do this, let's go to the game creative. Break this slightly mechanism. We will break this way, and take all the other resources that I have in this chest that you will need to improve this mechanism. These are 15 any blocks that we will use in order to simply put the redstock dust on them. You will also need a redstone repeater. Well, 10 redstone, sticky piston 2 pieces, 2 mucus blocks, lever and armor stand. The hardest is to find mucus to make a mucus block and also a sticky piston. So, we move on to the construction of this mechanism at once. We remove these 2 blocks. We no longer need obsidian, and we do not need an auxiliary block. We retreat 2 blocks from this side here. Put the block here and also do it from this side. Retreat 2 blocks and put 1 auxiliary block. We put a sticky piston on this auxiliary block and also a mucus block. We do it from this side. Sticky piston and mucus block. Great. This is how the design should turn out. Now we take a smooth stone or any auxiliary block. It can even be a bottle. The Skyers there, I don't know. In general, any block 1 to his inventory. We retreat 2 blocks in this way. We break this block. And now we make the platform 3 on 3 blocks. And this design turned out great. See how beautiful it turns out. And now, here we also put the diet of repeaters on the maximum delay. Please note what we do not do from this side, but always from this side, where we do not hop pistons. And now we connect all this in this way. And now let's sphere a smooth stone here and also here, or any auxiliary block. And now we will lower this mechanism here, and everything, our completely mechanism is ready. Now put the lever here, we activate it, and in this way we just remove it so that we get such a source. So let's wait, we will do it carefully. Damn it, it did not work. So, now it turned out, yes, as you can notice, now we have our data pistons in this way shoot each other, if I may say so. Now we put a reservoir for armor in this way, and as you can notice, now it is a huge number of smokers automatically. You just need to get into FC. You can turn off just a monitor, go somewhere to eat, or I don't even know, and then just come up and choose these hooks. Or if you have a huge number of hooks, you can do many such mechanisms, and just here to put the funnels, and accordingly, just stand in a part. While the stand will be a huge number of hooks. Well, look, I already have 17 things. Let us pick them up here again. We carefully approach 26 pieces already. Not fast, of course, it all works. But if you have many such farms, I think this will accelerate the process, and you will have a huge atomic number of kuliks, and accordingly, emeralds. Now I will show you how to exchange these hooks for emeralds. Well, first, let's select these hooks here. Well, look, really very interesting, such a simple mechanism. I already gathered 34 hooks. In my case, 34 hooks are about 4 to 5 emeralds. Let's pick up here. Great. Oh, look. 40 pieces. 41 pieces. Now let's move on to our residents and we'll trade with them. Look, here we have a lot of residents. I called the inhabitants of TDA, with whom we can bargain with hooks. So where is our TDA? Here is TDS. So, no. This is not you. Here we have the second TDA. As you can notice, there is here, in offers, for 7 screams we get 1 emerald, and it should be a resident of the master. Look, if you just bargain you can bargain a little with him, and then he will no longer let you sell hooks for an emerald. You can give yourself an effect, or get somewhere. The effect of the hero of the village, and accordingly, residents with you can trade more times. And accordingly, you can sell hooks and get emeralds. Let us give ourselves this effect, just prescribing the effect give command, your nickname, and let it have hero of the village, and let it be infinity. This effect is infinitely. This is how you can notice hero of the village. And now we are looking for a resident. Where is this resident? Here. As you can notice, even for us, for 5 hooks wants to sell 1 emerald. That is, it is even better. That is, you can simply finish off the raid, this effect, and then bargain with residents. So we will pick up the emeralds. See how long we already have a hole. 2 glasses of emeralds. I just got nothing until this mechanism works. So let's move on to our residents. Where is my resident who buys these hooks from me? So this is not you. Here you are a resident. So, well, in this way we sell and we receive 12 emeralds from 1 inhabitant. Thus you may have a whole huge farm of the inhabitants, and accordingly, you can receive a huge abominated number of emeralds without doing nothing. Just for the fact that you have this mechanism and pumps use such a huge number of hooks. So, how do we get this resident who will trade with you precisely hooks? You will definitely need a table of an archer and a huge number of inhabitants. If you do not know where to get the inhabitants and how to propagate them at all, then you can see my videos on the farm of residents. I wrote them a lot on this channel, and there are a detailed tutorial in these videos, how to propagate the inhabitants, and how to make you have a lot of them. Of the 2 inhabitants, how to make, for example, 20 inhabitants. That's why watch my previous videos. I will leave the link in the description. So, let's fly away somewhere far away, for example here. And it turns out, put a peasant to sleep. Or if you do this on the farm, respectively, you have there must be a huge number of inhabitants. You just put the archer's table and put the peasant. And as you can notice, the peasant immediately changes his profession, and now we can bargain with him. For example, let's take sticks. We will sell him there. And you must pump this resident to the master so that he sells emeralds with you for hooks. you should be a little lucky so that you can pump the resident in this way and, accordingly, so that he can trade hooks with you. But in principle, if you have many residents, it will not be a problem at all, and just pump the archer to the level of the master, and as soon as he changes you, it turns out bidding. In this way, he changes the auction. Here, you may have hooks for emeralds, and accordingly, you just change hooks for emeralds, and just kill residents if you no longer need it, and spam new residents through the farm, and get a bid, and after that you get a huge number of emeralds, just trading with residents. I get hooks from our farm in this way. So, let's see, we now have 19 hooks. Let us pick them up now. That way, that is, in just 3 minutes, I received an additional 2 glasses of hooks. That is, such a very effective and steep farm of emeralds in Minecraft, which works only on such a simple mechanism, that is dodging hooks, and also on residents who sell us emeralds for hooks. Dear friends, I hope you liked this video. If so, be sure to like it, subscribe to my channel, and press the bell if you have not done this. I was with you. Good luck to everyone. For now, fuel friends.